Let's talk about why you should consider not recruiting cornerbacks in college football 25. So before y'all completely kill me in the comment sections, I think you can recruit corners. You should recruit a corner here and there, but you should have a lot more of a strategy when recruiting corners. Something I definitely fell victim to, kind of just recruiting random corners, whatever. They look kind of good. I'm going to bring them in, but you should have a lot more strategy when you're recruiting these cornerbacks. So before we hop in that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that, man. Make sure to check out my channel. I got my temple rebuild going on. Got a bunch of different videos about the game, college football 25, so make sure y'all check all that out. All right, so let's take a look at this cornerback roster right here, man. So this is obviously Maryland. We're in 2025, so we're just 1 year in the future. And let's just look at these cornerback overalls, man. Let's just look at them. So, we're at 84 overall. That's our top guy, Jalen. And his actual coverage attributes look solid, man. 85 man, 81 zone, 84 press. He is a playable corner to me. But then we look at our second guy. I understand he's a redshirt freshman, but he's listed as an 82 overall. For me, an 82 overall is a solid player, man. That's a starting level player in my head. But once I look at his attributes, 81 man, sure, that's fine, that's good. 71 zone, man. Me personally, I really like to run zone in this game, especially against, the computer on Heisman. I feel like you run man, you just damn near fool. So I love to run some zone coverage. And I have fallen victim to recruiting a guy like this and not really noticing his zone coverage. And the way that player progression works in this game, his zone coverage will just not get much better. It will develop some, but he will always be a man predominant corner, man. And then let's look at our next guy, 62 man. So let's say all three of these guys are on the field at once because, you obviously have a nickel. You can have three corners on the field at once. What coverage could you run and feel good with? Like, honestly, what coverage could you run? Man, I can't run man with my nickel guy as, having a 62 man. And then I run zone and, we got 71 zone coverage. Maybe you put this guy as nickel, but then you can't run zone because he got the 60. So I hope y'all kind of see where I'm getting at. And then you throw in the press coverage, 65 press coverage. So the ratings in this game just do not progress for cornerbacks how I wish they do. They don't make the cornerbacks super well-rounded. They kind of just upgrade, only their main category from what I've seen. So let's look at a roster. I don't only want to show, my Maryland roster. Let's go to LSU, a team with some better corners, you would think, man. You would think at least. So we got this guy right here, Brown, 86 overall, man. That's solid. 92 speed, acceleration looking good. The man coverage is looking absolutely elite at 94. And then zone coverage is absolutely dirt. Zone coverage is dirt, man. 66 zone coverage, that cannot play, man. That cannot play. You would think you're really getting a good player. And like I said, somebody like me who runs a lot of zone, you really got to pay attention to these attributes and pay attention to the players you're recruiting. So let's actually hop into recruiting and explain why I think you should, consider not recruiting cornerbacks. So let's get into the prospects. And what I have done is I have added 4 corners for each tendency. So we have 4 slot guys, we have 4 man guys, then we also have 4 zone guys. And then for the safeties, I added 8 total safeties, both free and strong safeties, all with the hybrid archetype, man. All with the hybrid technique, whatever you want to call it, tendencies, whatever you want to call it. And what I have noticed is you'll be surprised the man and zone coverage from corners compared to the man and zone coverage of free safeties. So let's kind of go through it. So, and also I'll mention that I kind of just randomly added these safeties and corners, and I kind of just went by their archetype. I didn't go by like where they was rated. So they're all 4 stars though, all 4 stars. Then we got 1 5-star for a safety and corner. So let's start with the 5-star corner, man. And he looks solid. 92 speed, man coverage 78. But zone at 70, and as we just see, zone coverage, just don't really progress when you're, whatever the lower coverage ranges just don't really progress how it should in this game, from my experience at least. So, this guy right here, he's solid, but, can he play for me? I don't think so. Like I said, I'm more of a zone coverage guy. So, if I bring this guy in and he's a man guy with not high speed, I'm not super interested. And then also, this guy right here, 88 speed, zone coverage 68. You know, he can't even move the safety, in my opinion. He couldn't even move the safety. You know, you had to keep him at corner, but he's not fast enough to play corner. So, you know, not good to see there. Then also, we got this guy, PJ, 91 speed with the 75 zone, 60 or 75 man, 69 zone. And then the press is not even on here, man. Press coverage is not even on here for the slot guys. But those attributes don't look very good, man. Don't look very good to me. Then, you know, another slot guy with the 91 speed. He is a gem. And he got the 77 zone or 77 man. And the zone coverage is at 69. And he just don't profile as a great corner to me, man. A lot of these slot guys have more man coverage than the zone. So, yeah, I wouldn't go after any of these slot guys. For me personally, because they're going to be predominantly man, which makes sense, man. They a slot guy. But, you know, I think we fall victim way too often to just bring in, you know, good prospects instead of actually looking at their attributes and do they fit the scheme or what I'm trying to run here for my program. So now let's go to the man. You know, man, this guy looks good. He got higher speed, 93 speed, man coverage in the 80s, press coverage 75, and then zone coverage is not even displayed. So I know it's low. I know his zone coverage is low, man. Now this guy, elite speed, 99 speed. It don't get better than that, man. The 83 man with the 90 or with the 81 press, zone coverage is also not displayed. So I don't really know what I'm getting on the zone, but I'm expecting it to be low because it's not even up there. Then the next man guy, 95 speed. Then his man coverage 79, press 77. That looks fairly solid to me, man. I can't lie. That looks good to me, but zone coverage is also not displayed. The last man guy also has high speed, you know, zone and press are all at the 79. You know, his tackling also pretty low. Now let's get into the zone corners, man. This is my preference. I feel better going to the zone corners. If I'm gonna go at the corner, it's gonna be a zone guy. And not only because I like to play zone coverage, but because the attributes, in my opinion, come out in a better spot. So we got the 94 speed, solid. 81 zone, solid. This is man coverage, 73, press 71. That's doable for me as a guy that want to, you know, primarily play zone coverage. And then this guy right here, 96 speed with the 81 zone. You know, and then also this guy can move to safety. You know, none of these man guys can move to safety. None of these slot guys could also move to safety because, you know, safety, they're primarily playing zone, you know, a lot of the times. So, you know, maybe on the blitz, maybe here and there, you know, they're in some man coverage, but you really want your safeties to have higher zone coverage. So none of those either slot or man coverage guys, in my opinion, can move to safety, and they don't have the tackling for it. You know, none of these corners really going to have the tackling for it either. Anyway, but, you know, they definitely don't have the coverage ratings, in my opinion. So let's continue to look at these zone guys. So 99 speed. Like I said, I randomly picked these guys. I could go over to the prospect list and show you I only scouted these players right here, man, out of everyone in the nation. But 99 speed with the 82 zone, his man coverage is only 70. We know man coverage, you know, you're not going to get best of the both worlds with these corners. Press coverage 73. We'll take that, man. We'll take that with a 99 speed guy. This guy, he busted, no diddy. But he got the 90 speed with the 80 zone, 73 man, 72 press. I would argue he busted, but he got, you know, damn near the most average, the most complete coverage ratings with the 73 man. So, you know, definitely take that. Now, let's transition and look at these safety prospects, these hybrids. So this is our 5-star hybrid safety. He got the 95 speed, the zone coverage 74, man coverage 80. That is the highest zone coverage we've seen, you know, when we also have high man. So we'll definitely take that. We don't see the press. The press is not displayed. So I'm assuming the press is going to be around the 70. It's not going to be great. But me personally, I don't play press coverage in this game at all because you're just going to get burned over top every single time. I never press in this game. Let me know if y'all press and have success. But me personally, I have zero success with press. So I don't even care about press in this game. Now we go over to this other safety, 89 speed. That's not great. Not great at all. But his zone coverage is 73, man 75. You know, this guy is not great. Just being honest, he's not great. But we go on to Ben, 94 speed. Man coverage 77, zone coverage 75. That plays for me. I can't lie, that plays for me. That's a solid average, both in the mid-70s, and I think they both will progress. Both in the mid-70s, that plays for me. Next guy, 93 speed, 77 man, 73 zone. And then the tackling. Tackling in the 70s, man. Tackling, you know, you could transition some of these guys to linebacker as well. So that's another reason. You know, these guys can play corner, Then they also could play linebacker, and you're like, no, they're too small for a linebacker. 217, they could play linebacker. Harold Perkins, starting middle linebacker for he also played edge, but for LSU, he's around 220, 225. So this plays at linebacker. His tackling will have to improve for sure, but this plays at linebacker as far as this weight and size. Now let's go on to the next guy. I believe we're here with the 91 speed, 77 zone, 77 man, 71 zone. So this one, zone coverage is a little bit low for my liking, but this is a lower rated player when it comes to his national rank. So you expect him to be a little bit worse. Now this guy with the 89 speed, 70 zone, 76 man, not great, but you're able to find some of these guys that really can play, both man and zone. This guy right here, speed, not great, but his zone and man, okay. But this guy could also transition to linebacker. Definitely could transition to linebacker with the 89 speed. Now this right here, this is one of the best zone and man combinations you will get, man. This is one of the better ones you will get. This is a gem with the 91 speed and then also 79 zone with the 75 man. Or excuse me, reverse that with the 79 man and then the 75 zone. And then our last guy, he busted. Like I said, no diddy. He got the 90 speed, but both zone and man coverage in the mid 70s. And this plays for me. I can't lie, this plays for me. So my whole purpose of this video is for y'all to at least consider, these hybrid safeties. I think people been sleeping on the hybrid safeties, man. I think that's the play. Going after these hybrid safeties, and you can move some of them to linebacker, you can move some of them to corner, some of them might stay at safety. Compared to some of these cornerbacks, like I said, me personally, unless it's the zone corners, I can't go after them, man. Me personally, I just can't. I can't, because the man corners, their zone coverages don't progress, and I can't play man in this game. It doesn't work for me. So that's kind of just one thing I noticed in this game, and I definitely noticed a few other things like these. When you go over to the halfback, some of these, receiving backs versus power backs, it's something interesting there, man. Something going on with the power backs, receiving backs, man. And if y'all want me to touch on more of these things I noticed when it comes to the actual archetypes and, some of these players coming out of high school, even some of these athletes, I really noticed some interesting things. Just let me know in the comments. I'll drop a video on it. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I appreciate y'all for watching.